Newton's Time Odyssey. A sci-fi adventure of one-way journeys, brilliant discoveries, and changing civilization. Prologue. The future's daring plan. In the year 2475, the world had transformed into a dazzling tapestry of technology and science. Despite all the advances, humanity still yearned for a brilliant idea that could unite progress with wisdom. Deep in the research labs of the Global Temporal Institute, GTI, scientists devised a bold plan to send a brilliant mind back in time to jumpstart human progress. After countless debates and simulations, they selected one of history's greatest geniuses to carry this mission, Isaac Newton. But this wasn't the Isaac Newton of the 17th century as history tells it. In this reality, the true genius of Newton had been born in the distant future, where his passion for understanding the universe outgrew the limits of time. Equipped with advanced knowledge, cutting-edge science, and a spirit of adventure, he would be our secret agent in the past, a traveler on a one-way journey to change the course of civilization. Chapter 1. The Departure. In the sleek, shimmering halls of GTI, Isaac Newton prepared for his journey. His eyes shone with excitement and a hint of sadness, knowing that returning to his home time was impossible. He was the embodiment of progress, entrusted with a mission that few could imagine. His colleagues, a diverse team of scientists and historians, watched with pride as he stepped toward the futuristic time machine known as the Chronogate. The Chronogate was a marvel of engineering, a circular chamber bathed in soft, pulsing light. It vibrated with the energy of countless calculations and meticulous planning. As Newton donned his specially designed suit, a blend of ancient style with futuristic technology, he felt the weight of his responsibility. He was not only carrying advanced science, he was also carrying hope. "Remember, Isaac," said Dr. Lena Marquez, the head scientist, "you're not just going back in time. You're going to help humanity realize its potential. Make history, but also let history shape you." With a nod and a determined smile, Isaac stepped into the Chronogate. The door sealed behind him, and in a burst of luminous energy, he was propelled through the fabric of time, a one-way trip into an era waiting for a spark of genius. Chapter 2. Through the Portal of Time. The journey through time was like riding a beam of light across an endless tunnel. Isaac watched as images of swirling galaxies, shimmering nebulae, and the unfolding of cosmic events danced before his eyes. The process was both exhilarating and nerve-wracking. The equations he had studied all his life came alive in these moments, reminding him that science was a universal language. As the light began to fade, he felt a gentle pull and a soft landing. The sound of birds chirping and leaves rustling greeted him. Slowly, the dazzling light of the futuristic portal faded, and before him stretched a land vastly different from his advanced world, a 17th-century countryside. Isaac looked around with wonder. Rolling green hills, quaint villages, and a sky so vast it seemed to promise endless possibility. He realized he had arrived at the precise moment in history when civilization was ready for transformation, a moment where his ideas could take root and flourish. Chapter 3. A New World Awakens. Stepping out of the portal, Isaac adopted a humble guise befitting the time. He blended into the local community as a wandering scholar. His clothes were simple, yet beneath them lay the advanced knowledge of centuries ahead. Every sight, sound, and smell was a revelation. The simple joy of a morning breeze, the vibrant chatter of market stalls, and the earnest curiosity of people learning about the world around them filled his heart with hope. Isaac quickly set up a small study in a modest cottage on the outskirts of town. Here, he began to write down ideas, perform experiments, and share his wisdom with anyone willing to listen. At first, people were skeptical of his strange ideas about gravity, light, and motion. But slowly, his genuine passion and clear explanations began to win them over. He held public demonstrations in the town square, where he showed how simple machines worked and explained the mysteries of nature in a language that everyone could understand. Children watched wide-eyed as he described the stars and the planets, while adults marveled at his deep insights into the workings of the natural world. Chapter 4. The Spark of Genius. Isaac's unique background gave him a perspective that combined the best of future science with the raw, curious spirit of his adopted era. One day, as he strolled through the bustling market, he encountered a young inventor named Thomas. Thomas was struggling with a rudimentary water wheel mechanism that had the potential to transform local industry but was plagued by inefficiencies. Recognizing a kindred spirit in the boy, Isaac took him under his wing. Together, they reimagined the mechanism using principles that Newton himself had refined in his future studies. Isaac explained how the force of gravity and the properties of motion could be harnessed in new ways. Their collaboration ignited a small revolution in local technology. Word of the innovative water wheel spread, and soon, other villagers sought Isaac's guidance. He taught them about the laws of motion, the nature of light, and even some of the early ideas of calculus, all in ways that were accessible and practical. Every lesson, every demonstration, was a spark that lit up minds and set the stage for a faster, more enlightened civilization. Chapter 5: Trials, Triumphs, and Discoveries. However, not everyone welcomed change. A group of traditionalists, led by a powerful local lord, began to see Isaac's ideas as a threat to their established order. They argued that the ancient ways were the foundation of society and that meddling with nature's secrets could bring chaos. Isaac soon found himself embroiled in debates that challenged not only his scientific assertions but also his right to guide this burgeoning era. Despite the opposition, Isaac's resolve never wavered. He organized gatherings where scholars, craftsmen, and even skeptics could share ideas. These meetings were lively affairs full of heated discussions, laughter, and moments of genuine discovery. Slowly, the community began to see that embracing new ideas did not mean abandoning tradition, it meant building a bridge between the past and the future. One crisp autumn evening, as the golden light bathed the countryside, Isaac demonstrated an experiment that would become his most famous. Using a simple pendulum, he explained the concept of periodic motion and how forces, when measured and understood, could be harnessed to improve everyday life. The demonstration captivated the audience, and even the staunchest critics had to admit that there was undeniable beauty in the laws of nature. Chapter 6: Changing the Course of History. Over time, Isaac's teachings began to reshape society. His ideas sparked innovations in agriculture, industry, and even art. Villages became towns, and towns flourished into cities that embraced both tradition and progress. His influence reached far and wide, as traveling scholars carried his writings to distant lands. Isaac never forgot his origins from the future. Deep in his heart, he held the knowledge of a world yet to come, a world that had achieved incredible feats of science and unity. But he understood that every great achievement began with a single spark. In the gentle unfolding of this new era, he saw the seeds of modern civilization taking root. One day, while penning his final thoughts in a journal, Isaac reflected on his journey. He had come to this time as a stranger with extraordinary ideas, yet he was leaving behind a legacy that would guide humanity for centuries. He realized that his role was not to force change but to nurture it, much like a gardener tending to a delicate plant. With each lesson, each experiment, and each shared moment of wonder, he had sown the seeds of a brighter future. As his years in this era drew to a close, Isaac decided to leave his teachings in a series of manuscripts that would later be discovered by historians and scientists. These writings, blending the wisdom of the future with the insights of the past, became a beacon for generations to come. Epilogue: The Legacy of a Time Traveler. Centuries later, historians and scientists marveled at the manuscripts of Isaac Newton, a man whose ideas seemed to transcend time itself. They pieced together the story of a mysterious traveler who appeared in an age on the brink of transformation and ignited a revolution in thought and innovation. The legacy of Newton's Time Odyssey is not just found in equations or inventions, it lives on in the spirit of curiosity and the endless quest for knowledge. His journey reminds us that progress is not bound by time. Every generation has the power to learn, adapt, and push the boundaries of what is possible. In schools and libraries, children read about the daring mission of a brilliant mind who crossed the threshold of time. They learned that sometimes, the key to a better future lies in the courage to explore the unknown, the wisdom to embrace change, and the determination to share knowledge with the world. And so, as the clock ticks onward and new horizons emerge, the story of Isaac Newton, time traveler, teacher, and pioneer, continues to inspire, reminding us that every moment holds the promise of a new discovery, and every life has the potential to change the course of history. The end. Author's note. This story is a work of imaginative science fiction inspired by the life and genius of Isaac Newton. While it plays with historical events and scientific ideas, it is meant to entertain, inspire curiosity, and encourage readers of all ages to explore the wonders of science and the endless possibilities of our future. Enjoy your journey through time.